Take two of me talking to myself in my garden. Right, so after doing my little tour of my personal being used as a wallet, I thought I would show you my A5 Filofax. It is the raspberry. It's the Finsbury raspberry, which rhymes and makes me giggle. My husband gave this to me for Christmas because I asked for it, and I'm really, really happy with it because I used to do loads and loads and, oops, losing my camera. Used to just always have like an A5 sized notebook that I would write stuff in, and then if I changed notebooks I'd have to transfer some of the notes because if it was stuff I wanted to keep, I'd have to either rip the pages out and staple them in or rewrite things. And I finally said to Tim, you know what, I'd really just like a Filofax that's A5 sized because then I can poke holes in the notebook paper if I've got notes, and I just felt like I would really use it. So I've had it now. Well, I got it at Christmas, and it's now the end of March, and I love it. So I would not go back to a smaller size for the organizing. So on the inside, on this side, you've just got some card slots, and I don't keep important. Well, I mean, my NHS card is in there, which I guess is kind of important because it's got my NHS number on it. But I don't keep like my credit cards or anything like that. It's just cards that didn't really have a home anywhere else. I've got my Latitudes card from the Rockboat 15, just because it's pretty and it makes me smile every time I see it. So it's in there. And then just a couple membership cards from different associations that I'm a member of. Some page flags. Those are some Avery tabs. I don't remember if they sell these in the UK or if I brought them home from the US or not, but some Avery tabs, some post-it tabs. The Avery ones are really, really sturdy. Some post-it tabs. And I think I got this from Paper Chase. It's just like transparent page flags, which could come in useful, you never know. Pen loop with my Friction purple pen. I've got the other Friction colors as well, but I love purple, so purple lives in here. There's nothing in the zipper pocket right now. I'm sure there will be at some point, and there's also nothing in the big pocket behind, but again, I'm sure I will eventually. So behind my flyleaf, I have, it's actually the front page from a Simon's Cat diary for 2016 that my sister-in-law gave me for Christmas, and I really liked it, and she got it for me because she knows that I love Simon's Cat, and that's what the pages look like. If you look through the clear thing, you can see what the pages look like. But because Tim had just bought me my Filofax, I knew I wasn't going to use the Simon's Cat one. Here's what the pages look like. But I thought, well, I wanted to still use it in my book as best as I could, so I took the front cover off. And then I did try using these inserts as my weekly inserts for a couple weeks, but I didn't really like them because the boxes are way too small for what I needed. So instead what I do now is I cut the bottom half off the page where the notes section is, and I'll sometimes use that in the middle of my week if I've got some lists I need to make or notes I need to make, and I'll cut out the Simon Cat little icons and I'll tape them onto, I'll glue them onto pages because Simon's Cat is hilarious and I love it. So, and I have my daily task list. I wrote daily clean at the top, but it's really just daily task and my little things I need to do daily. And so it's just a reminder to myself of all the things that I want to get done in each day, which some of it may seem like really stupid stuff to you, but trust me, my husband and we need this list because we're just really bad at things. And we'll do something one day, and then the next day we'll be like, right. So it's just my reminder, and it works. Personal information tab. It's just, it's actually the Star Wars The Force Awakens poster. Found it on Google because I love Princess Leia. So personal information tab, which you don't really need to look at. An emergency contact list as well. It lists my husband, obviously, because he's my first person. It lists my mom, who's in the U.S., so there's like little notes under hers that says like, she's in the U.S. because, if something happens to me and I need someone to like show up where I am, calling my mom, who would have to book a last minute plane ticket and then fly for 6 hours and then somehow rent a car or get a lift 3 hours north of London just to come to wherever I am, probably not a good idea. but I have her in there because she's my mom. So I was able to put notes and say, like, you know, in the US, and then, like, if you can't reach my husband, then call, you know, call his mom because she might know where he is, or call his brother, you know, and all that stuff. So anyway, doesn't matter. You don't need to see it. It was another printout I found online, so I'll do my best. As I say, I'll try and find all the links for the stuff, for the pages that I printed, and I'll try to make a blog post tonight or tomorrow, and I'll link to all of them, and then I'll put the link in the description in the video. So more Simon's Cat, next year's calendar, just in case you ever need to know a date in the future. This year, I forgot to continue to color in, so I'll have to do that later. The blue is all marked off because that's when my mom's visiting, so I'm excited for it. Just more random stuff from the Simon's Cat book. My monthly page tab, it is a picture that I took at the Finsbury local bahn from our trip to Austria this past year. Behind it is a monthly task list. The only thing on it is to meal plan the following month. And obviously I'll add to it if there are other things that we discover that we need to do every single month. It's not like a weekly task, it's not a daily task, but it's like a once a month thing. It'll go on this list, just again, as reminders to myself. So behind that, there's just a little folder that I made that just holds some stickers that I use frequently on the monthly pages, and they have different meanings, which I don't really think you care about, but you know, if you really want to know, the cats are used for like really good days. The owls are just tabs. The stars are used for days to mark that I practice driving with Tim. There aren't very many of them right now. Those you don't need to know. So my monthly pages, again, I found them online. I'll try to find the link. It may also be on my Pinterest board if you check my Pinterest. I think I have a board that's called like Dear Diary with these links. But anyway, this lady just made these calendars each month, and they've got different color themes, and some of them are checks, some of them are stripes, some of them are flowers. I just picked random ones for the months because I like the horizontal view of the month. And then my stickers, there's a Etsy shop called The Geeky Planner, and I also use some that are from an Etsy shop called Pluke Designs, and so I decorated the months. So January, February, I got a bit carried away with the hearts. Just don't ask. So this is my little divider that I made. It is from familyshoppingbag.com. It's a bookmark. It's a Star Wars themed bookmark. And I thought it was really, really cute. So I thought it would make a nice little quick get to the current month. And as you can see, I messed up when I punched the holes. I made it too short, so I had to re-punch holes, which is fine. Just gives it extra holes. I don't really care. So here's March, which is almost over. And that reminds me I have to X off a couple of days. But as you can see, that's just how I plan. And then here's just my other months. I've used some of these little tabs. I found this in another video I was watching where a girl had used the tabs to tab off. She used these repositional tabs to put things that the date was variable. So I thought I would use those to mark a couple of things. Like I want to start looking for my mom's train ticket on Friday. Because that's exactly 12 weeks out, and hopefully it'll be cheap. And then, like, this is the last week of my prepaid driving lesson, so I had that here because I don't know what day the lesson's going to be on yet, but it will be in, actually I think it'll be in this week now because we've had to cancel a week. So anyway, so it'll be here. My long weekend stickers were custom made for me by the Geeky Planner because my husband has a long weekend every 5 weeks, and the calendars that I found were Sunday to Saturday, so because he has off Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, the weekend bit fit over Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then I asked her to make me some banners that said long on it. So there you go. So there's all that. And then in the back there's just an envelope in case there's anything that needs to go in there. So my weekly tab, which is really thick because it's still on cardstock, I reprinted all my tabs on regular paper and laminated them because laminated cardstock is really, really thick. So I'll have to redo that one. So my weekly, well, I call it weekly clean, but again, it's weekly tasks. And so just reminding myself, meal plan the following week, the trash or the recycling goes out on a Tuesday, and wash the bedding every week. And yeah, again, as I say, it sounds stupid to put the reminders in there, but they help me. So I don't keep a lot of weeks. I don't keep previous weeks. In fact, I usually rip them out and cut out the unused stickers to reuse. So I usually just keep like a month at a time. So this is the current week. I'm really good at tracking my Slimming World stuff, aren't I? Yeah, but then what I'll do is when I go to plan, which I might do a planning video too, we'll see. I'll cut out the ones that I didn't write on, and then I'll glue them into another page, another week, so that way I just get more use out of the stickers instead of the single use. And then so I've got I have reminders to take my metformin. Sometimes I remember to tick the boxes, and sometimes I don't. But they're my reminders. And as I say, I am supposed to keep track. I asked the Duke Fluke Designs, Bethany. I asked her if she could, instead of making me breakfast, lunch, and dinner, if she could just make me a big blank box, because I want to track my speed food daily, and then my healthy extra A and B, and water and sins. As I say, I've not really done a good job of tracking them on this week, unfortunately. Last week you can see I tracked a bit better, but they're just for me anyway. And oh, look, St. Patrick's Day, so we got little stickers. So yeah, so that's all I have. I had a driving lesson today, and I have Slimming World every Wednesday, so weigh-in sticker, and my husband's work schedule at the top. And then, as I say, the rest of them, it's just April is in here, and they're all blank because I'll just plan them Friday, Saturday, or Sunday the week before, which I'll show you how I do that a bit in another video probably. So my meal planning tab, again, random Google or Pinterest image search. I'm not sure which it came from, but I thought it was cute. I do this simple monthly calendar came from the Filofax website people, and it's just a plain old month, and I just use this. What I do is I meal plan once a month. Well, I write down meal ideas, basically a full month's worth, and then I have that to draw from when I do the weekly meal plan, so that way it can be like, again, it doesn't have to be what's written on that date, and quite often it's really not. Just depends on how our week is going. But like, for example, we actually had the hairy biker casserole. I think we had it on Wednesday instead of Tuesday. It doesn't matter. And we were ill last week, so like we didn't have any of this stuff. Oh, and I made the chicken casserole. That was like a couple of weeks back, because it was on the calendar, and I thought, yeah, let's try that. So we made that instead. And it just helps me to keep us better meal planned, so that when I go to do my week, I've got, so it's my little, I don't really know what to do with it. I made it out of scrapbook paper, and it's got foodie stuff on it, so it's in the food section. I was trying to come up with 7 speed foods for all of the meal options that I had, because that's one of my big challenges, one of my big struggles is eating enough speed with Slimming World. I won't go, which some of my friends were very nice on Facebook when I posted an Instagram picture of speed, my lunch with speed, and they went, really? Speed? So I should real quickly explain, if you're not on Slimming World, that a speed food is, it's most vegetables and fruits. And they're called speed because they just help you speed up your weight loss, because they help fill you up, but they have less calories than something else. So, anyway, and maybe I'll do a thing on Slimming World if somebody wants one. But anyway, so this is my meal plan week, which I made these inserts myself. I'm happy to share them if anybody wants them. But, you know, I've got the day of the week. I plan out my A's and my B's every day. It's the only way that I can make sure that I am varying my B choice, and that I can make sure that, like, if it's a day where I've planned to use cheese in my main meal, for example, then I make sure that my A choice has that cheese listed instead of milk, because otherwise I just put milk in my coffee every day and use milk as my healthy extra. But some of the Slimming World recipes tell you specifically use your cheese as your healthy extra choice if you're doing this recipe, to save yourself the sins. So it just works out for me. And the same with varying. So vary my B choice, so vary my breakfast choice. Lunch or pack up is usually pretty much the same thing every week, because it's easier for Tim. He takes vegetable soup. He takes soup in the winter. In the summer, he'll take salad. So, oh, and here's next week. I started to do last night at group. So next, Slimming World information tab. my friend Vicky found this and put it on my Facebook page, and I thought it was hilarious because it combines, well, lots of my geeky interests in one go. So 10 steps for Slimming World success. This is actually, I actually typed this up. It's in my Slimming World book, and you're supposed to look at it every single week. And I kind of found like all the words that I felt needed to be highlighted. And because my book is starting to fall apart as well because I use it a lot, so I printed that up for myself. I looked up sin values. I used to keep a little notebook. Well, it was an A5 notebook actually, where I would write down all of the sin values for the foods that I had to look up for sins, and that way I didn't have to keep looking things up. And I thought, you know what, let's just make a list of them and divide it into the sections. So this is all the things that I, there's not all the things that I sin, because there's some things not on here, obviously, but if I had to input the nutritional information into the Slimming World website, if the item itself wasn't already listed in the app, then I wrote it down. This is my old pages from the old Slimming World book. It's just the A's and the B choices. And I'll probably also grab the speed, the speed fruits, fruit and veg section to add, but just so that way when I'm out, or if we're traveling, I can look and I can see what I can have, especially when it's like the grams of the cereal, because like Fruit and Fiber, the little cereal boxes that you can get when you're eating breakfast at like a hotel, can't remember what the grams on the box is, but if it's 35 gram, then I know I can have it. So I just took those out of my old Slimming World book. Travel section is because I like to plan a lot of trips. This might be Salzburg or this might be Linz. I can't remember. Pretty sure it's Salzburg, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, Austria. All you need to know. I made this folder. This is actually the pocket in the front here was made from the leftovers after making this. And stupidly, when I watched the tutorial, I didn't realize that the paper that I had from Paper Chase was not double-sided. So, fortunately, in my scrapbook stickers that, or maybe it was stickers that my mom had sent me, I had found these, travel-y related stickers, so I just decorated the top there. And it's just a little pocket to throw brochures and whatever as you pick them up, of things that might be interesting. So, currently, we are planning a trip to Austria, and I decided Austria needed a little pretty tab. I'll also make a tab eventually for trips to the US, because that's another destination that we go to a lot, because obviously with me being American and having my family there, you know, we sort of tend to alternate trips. So this summer is Europe, Austria, and next summer might be the US, although I can't really say for sure now, because obviously it just depends on prices and whatnot. And if we, you know, if the UK stays in the EU or not, and still makes EU travel cheap and easy. So, anyways, so it's my Austria tab. I went a little crazy when I was kind of planning what we were doing, organizing every day what we're doing, organized our accommodations, marking whether they were cash or prepaid. I'm changing our hotel in Cologne. Oops. Because it had bad reviews, so I wrote myself a note. Bad reviews, rebook. Different things to do. Here I was like taking the, well, these are pages out of another notebook, where I originally was starting to do all the planning work, because I've been planning this trip since October. So just lots and lots of information, of things for the trip. And then, as I plan things and type things up nicely, I'll then print out those as A5 pages and then cut them up and poke holes in them and put them in here. But then we'll also have like hard copies and stuff. So, to-do. So, picture I took back in 2008 at Stonehenge at sunset, because it's pretty. And to-do. And I made these to-do lists. They match the daily task. They match the daily task and the monthly task sheets. This one's, I'm definitely going to tick things off today. And I left a little room for the date. Again, I'm happy to like share these or maybe sell them in Etsy if anyone thinks that there's interest. So just my little to-do list that I made. Yeah, lots of to-do lists. Another bookmark that I made from some of that travel scrapbooky paper. just to separate the to-do from the shopping list pages. Shopping list pages are from Paper Chase. And I just have a couple in here. I don't really keep, I mean, I have a lot more in my big basket of Filofax stuff. But I just keep a couple in here so I can write shopping lists as and when. Notes, that's Salzburg. Taken from the top of the Hohensalzburg Fortress. Which, again, it's just not, I don't have a lot of the notebook paper that came with it. I took out quite a bit, but I kept a couple sheets in every color. And again, it's just, you know, what do you use notebook paper for? You write notes or you practice your calligraphy. So, you know, and stuff that, I mean, I've got this bookmark with one of those little tabs as well. But I may not even need it. And I think I've missed something. Have I? Oh, no, I'm not. Anyway, I don't even know if I need this anymore. We were researching coal delivery service options for the winter time because we have an open coal fireplace in the living room, and just looking up the prices of having coal delivered, and this woman was like, oh, well, if you do it today, I'll give you this rate instead of this rate. And I was like, In the end, though, it's still really, her offer was really expensive. So, because we worked it out based on what we pay when we just buy bags of coal at B&Q. And we're like, you know what? It's actually not any cheaper, and we prefer the coal at B&Q. So, probably can just rip that out and get rid of it. But I kept it in here just in case we changed our mind. So, and then at the back is another folder I made. This was actually a failed attempt at making tabbed dividers. It's actually from a set of tabbed dividers that are for a regular A4 sized binder, and then I punched the holes in it, and I made, you know, used cat tape from Paper Chase to make a little pocket, and I had a tab on it as well, but I cut the tab off. But it just, they weren't working out very well. It wasn't going to work as a tab. It was a bit too flimsy, which I know sounds funny because my other tabs aren't exactly really stiff and sturdy, but just felt like I didn't need that. So I kept the pocket in the notes section because you never know. My cleaning tab, with an image I found on Pinterest, or actually it says it came from a Facebook, but it was on Pinterest. So laundry guide, just in case I needed to, I probably should take this out and actually tape this in like a kitchen cabinet or something, but what all of those little dots mean on your laundry, because I don't know if the dots are the same in the US or not. I can't remember. But having all these little dots really helps sometimes, especially the iron ones. And then I also discovered that my iron actually has the little dots as well, so you match the dots, and I didn't know that before, so shut up. So I've got an extra monthly task sheet just in case I need it, although that could come out. I look, use my owl tabs again. And then I have quarterly tasks, and I printed out 4 of these for each quarter. Just reminding myself that every quarter, so every 3 months, I need to descale the kettle, descale the coffee pot, and descale the shower head. And then if there's any other tasks that Tim and I realize need to get done every couple months, it'll go on the quarterly list. So my tracking tab, pretty picture of Hogsmeade from Orlando. There's nothing in it right now, but I thought I would start keeping track of like the books that I've read, because I used to use Goodreads, but then Goodreads really started to tick me off with all the emails that they were sending, and so I don't use Goodreads anymore, but I'd really like to remember what I've read. So I'll probably make myself some kind of list up in Publisher or Word or whatever, and get that printed and put it in here. So the last tab in the back is my Christmas tab. Again, image found off of Pinterest. And yes, I'm sure you're thinking, Christmas, but it's March. But, you know, this past year, our Christmas was really a bit disorganized, and I didn't get as much baking done as I had wanted to. So I thought, well, why don't I print out November and December, and then this way, as events pop up that we get invited to, or whatever, we can write them in. And then I can schedule all my baking around the dates. So like US Thanksgiving is here. I think that's going to be Stir Up Sunday. So I wrote Make Christmas Pud, and then Lincoln Christmas Market is here. So I'll do like mince pies there, and cranberry sauce there, and make the fudge for Christmas, and all that stuff. And then that also goes along with my Christmas shopping list that I made. And all I did was, it's just a little table with everybody that Tim and I buy Christmas presents for. So Tim, Mom, Aunt Janie, Tim's mom and dad, Tim's brother, sister, their kid, brother, his wife, their kid, Tim's sister, her partner, their kid, you know, Tim's aunts, my best friend, you know, it's just a list of people that we give gifts to, or occasionally give gifts to, because I don't like send all of my friends in the US presents every single year, but when I see something for them, I get it for them. And because I buy things throughout the year as well, this is just a nice little way to keep track of when I buy things, so that, like, if we're in Austria in July, or whenever, we go, anyway, if we're in Austria and, like, we see something in a shop and we're like, oh, that would be really, really great for Ben. So we buy it, and maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's like 20 euros. Cost doesn't really matter that much, but I'll write down Ben, and I'll write down in Ben's little box, you know, thing we bought him, and maybe how much I spent on it, just to keep track. And then, let's say it's like September, and we're, I don't know, we're like in Wales or in Scotland or something like that. And we see something else, and we think, that would be good for Ben. But wait, didn't we already buy Ben a present? So I can go and look, and I can say, yes, we spent 20 euros on Ben, on buying him this. So do we want to buy him this instead? Or is it, you know, so we may be like, oh, actually, let's get him this instead, and we'll save this other gift for, like, his birthday. Although, actually, his birthday is in July, so we'd probably give him what, well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so then I would just either erase, either keep written down what we'd previously bought, and then write underneath it something else, or we wouldn't buy the new thing, and we would just give him what we had already bought him. So just a way to keep track, especially with, like, the babies in the family, because I tend to like to buy them things. And this past year, well, Dominic wasn't born yet, because he's only a month old, but this past Christmas, Emma, our niece, was 5 months old, and the bag that I gave them with her presents in it, it was full to bursting, because I bought her lots of clothes and different little things that I saw, and a couple books and this and that, and then I was like, oh, I like this for her, and I'll get her that. And so really, like, keeping a little list would probably have helped me out a lot more this past Christmas, and I maybe wouldn't have given her so much. I mean, not that it matters, but, you know, you don't want to overspend at Christmas, do you? So that's my Christmassy organizer. And then there's the top loading pockets. I don't have anything in them yet. Don't know if I ever will. Probably will at some point. And then there's a zippery envelope. And then this zippery envelope, I actually poked holes in it myself. I think I got it at, like, the Muji Japanese stuff store down in London. Poked holes in it myself, and I call it my annual passes. It's one of those Avery tabs. And basically, because some of the places that you go, if you gift aid your entry, they give you an annual pass, which is great, except that the annual passes are usually just the receipt. And so then later, you know, or maybe like a week later, and you're cleaning out your handbag, or your husband's cleaning out his wallet, and you're like, oh, receipts, I'll just chuck them away, without actually realizing that you've thrown out the annual pass, which I have done for Lincoln Cathedral, like, more times than I care to tell you about. So I just thought, well, I'll keep them in the back here in a little old plastic envelope, and then that way I'll know where they are. They may move someplace else if I can think of any place else safer to keep them, but really, it's nice and thin, so it doesn't really matter. Not sure why this is in the back here. When my sister-in-law was pregnant, we threw her a baby shower, and I made games. I don't know why it's back there. It doesn't need to be back there, but it's there, so I'll keep it there for a while. But anyway, so that is the tour of my Filofax, and I rambled on for like a half an hour, because I apparently like to talk. Woohoo, gee, who would have guessed? And also, just to show you how thick it is, it's actually not as thick. See if I can bring that a bit closer. It's not as thick as it used to be, because I'll squish them all down. Because I used to have all laminated cardstock dividers that I had made, and just a couple days ago, I decided to switch it to plain paper that's laminated, because really, it's fine. I mean, this one is still, I think, yeah, this one is still cardstock, and so you can tell that it's stiffer. And then this one is the paper, but I guess there's really not that much. I mean, this is a bit more flexible, so if you're looking for like rigid, then obviously stick with the cardstock page dividers. But if you just want a divider that's just the divider and you don't care about it being a little bit flimsier, then this works for me. And the only reason I wanted them laminated was just because it makes them a bit stronger. And again, I could probably save some space by not laminating them. In which case I probably would stick with just cardstock and have unlaminated cardstock. But I laminated the first set of cardstock ones and that was just too thick. So, right. Anyways, so that is my tour of my Filofax. I am very sorry that I have rambled on for like ever. And now it's getting a little bit chilly. The sun's going down. Well, not going down, but going behind a cloud. I've got some laundry to do, so I may do a planning video and post that later, or I might not. Don't know yet. So thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.